Greetings, Saints. This is your rector, the Reverend Tom Stramick Jr., and I'm coming to you from the bench at the Mother's Contemplation Garden on the corner of our property. And I'm coming to you from this place because, as you can see, there are trees behind me, but they are not in bloom yet. And so even though it says spring on the calendar, the trees think differently. They look dead and not the least bit lively. Of course, speaking of lively, we have our construction project over my shoulder as well, as this building gets closer to completion. So lots of things both looking dead and yet alive, and we are awaiting spring to come to Oregon, and this is a wet and cold time of year for us. So wanted to come out here because I wanted to talk about life after death, specifically resurrection life. And that's because this coming Sunday we will have the Raising of Lazarus, Jesus' miracle that he does and comes to raise Lazarus from the tomb. And that ends up in this context being the sort of final straw that propels him to Jerusalem and propels him to his own death and resurrection. And so thought it was appropriate to be out here and in this cold and damp and seemingly almost lifeless area in order to talk about what lies beneath that. And that is, of course, we believe as Christians that death is not the final chapter in our lives, that death is simply a transition from this life to the next life, and that resurrection is the reality. And we will celebrate that in only a few weeks and Easter. But first, of course, we need Lent and Holy Week. And as I mentioned a couple of people, we do have Holy Week postcards now that we will hand out on Sunday, and that will give you both a listing of our Holy Week services, but also an opportunity to invite other people to experience Holy Week. We in the Episcopal Church, I think, do Holy Week quite well, and with great ceremony and also with great meaning. So I encourage you to block out time in your own lives for Holy Week, and also invite others to experience this as well. Holy Week ends on Saturday evening with the great vigil of Easter. Again, something that is pretty unique to the Episcopal Church in many ways. Orthodox Church does it. I think the Roman Catholic Church does it as well, but I think we do it pretty well ourselves. So please prepare yourselves and prepare your calendars to join us at that as well. Until then, we will continue to have our Monday evening Lenten series. That's winding down, of course, in the next couple weeks. We'll continue to have our Wednesday Eucharist, which will be at noon on Wednesdays, and that will actually wind down for Lent in a couple weeks, and then resurface as our Thursday noon Eucharist after Easter. So you're invited and encouraged to come to that during the week. Anyway, it's cold, it's wet out here, and it's beginning to blow, so I'm going to sign off for now. But just wanted to remind you that Lent is a time in which we intentionally look at the realities of our own finitude, our own finiteness, our own physicality, as it were, and the reality of sin and death, but also the reality that Christ's resurrection life also dwells within us, and we are called to spread that light and that life into the world. With that, I'll sign off from here. Look forward to seeing you all on Sunday, and take care.